Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to talk about data types and constraints in MySQL. So previously, we have learned about MySQL data types like int, varchar, decimal, date, date time, and boolean. And if you look at the table, we created products table. Here's an important question, right? What stops someone from creating a product without a name? And what stops us from entering the same product code twice, right? Or entering a negative price. So the quick important thing to understand here is data types tell MySQL what kind of data we can store, and constraints tell us that what rules that data must follow. So let's understand that in more detail now. So the first one, we will cover pretty famous one is not null. So in terms of definition, it prevents a column from returning, from storing an empty or missing null value. Storing an empty or missing null value. So our product should always have a name. So instead of product name in our existing table varchar, the syntax would similarly be product name varchar, and what we're going to do is we're going to use the not null here, which is the constraint, right? So now we are telling MySQL this column stores text and it must have a valid value, right? So this is valid. The other one I want to also cover is unique. So unique prevents duplicate. Simple straight definition. Duplicate values from being stored in a column. So imagine we have the product shop here, the coffee shop product here, which has different product codes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we don't want two different products using the same exact code. So similarly, in terms of syntax, what we're going to do is we're going to do product underscore code varchar and unique. That will be the syntax, straightforward. And now MySQL will prevent duplicate product codes. The other one I want to cover is default. So default in terms of definition automatically provides a value when no value is supplied. So in our table we have is boolean, is available as a boolean data type, right? So now if we create a product and don't provide an availability value, MySQL will automatically use it. So what we will do is boolean available will say default, and we will write it as true. We can also write it using default current timestamp. So it will also give us when the at what date and time that particular row was created. We're going to discuss this in the same example, but I just want to cover everything. So it's pretty important and also widely used. The other constraint we are going to talk about is check. So our product, price shouldn't be negative. So it doesn't make sense to have minus 150 as the price, right? So check make sure we satisfy a specified condition. So we'll look about that also. And the other one I want to cover is primary key. It's the most important, and we will discuss that in great detail also, but let me cover that for you. Primary key uniquely identifies each row in a table. For our products table, we have product ID. So if we make it as a primary key, so the syntax typically will be product ID's integer data type and followed by primary key. That means every product must have its own product ID, 1, 2, 3, etc. So you cannot have two products with the same primary key. We are only introducing it here. Now what we are going to do is, let's build that new updated table. So what we are going to do is, I am going to use our existing table here, doing some quick shortcuts. All right. So what we have done is we have added product code, unique. We are using not null. We are using not null. Also check. Using default and check here, which is great. And we are again using default true here for the boolean. We are using date time for creating the timestamp. So you can see table is not created, and I'm going to quickly do products underscore v2 and run it. And here you go. Okay, sorry, I did a typo there. So you can see all the fields here, respective data types. Now the table is more meaningful, right? We also have the primary key, unique, not null, etc. So a quick recap: data type defines what type of value column stores, and constraints what rules that data will follow. Please practice. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will see you in the next one.